Hey friends, Dr. Binay Kumar here, your friendly physician, ready to drop some knowledge bombs on all things health and wellness. Today, we are diving into a topic that's not only delicious but also packs a punch when it comes to muscle recovery. Trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for this one. In the last video, we talked about delayed onset muscle soreness and how we can hurt our health and exercise gains by taking non-steroidal pain medications like ibuprofen, Motrin, Advil, naproxen, etc. None of these medications are risk-free or good for you. Now, we will discuss what our family and my patient use instead, which is not only so much better, safer, but so tasty and juicy. Picture this, it's a hot summer day and you are craving something refreshing. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Watermelon, right? Well, guess what? Watermelon isn't just a thirst quencher. It's a secret weapon for your muscles too. So get this. There was this awesome study done in Spain on athletes, and they found that watermelon juice can work wonders on your post-workout soreness. You might be thinking, is this one study enough to draw a solid conclusion? What about totality of evidence? Now you're talking like a scientist. A systemic review and meta-analysis which looked at 13 studies confirmed that watermelon significantly reduces delayed onset muscle soreness. So that answers your question. Now, I know what you're thinking. There are other healthy food which have evidence for helping muscle recovery. What's so special about watermelon? Well, it's all about this magical amino acid called L-citrulline. It's like the superhero of watermelon juice, fighting off those muscle aches and pains. And watermelon is the richest source of L-citrulline. No food comes even closer. No wonder the name citrulline comes from citrulus, the Latin word for watermelon. So, how does L-citrulline do its thing? Well, there are a couple of theories. By the way, if you like my content, please subscribe, like and comment the video for YouTube algorithm. First two theories are not well accepted. The third and the last one is most agreed upon explanation. First theory, it helps reduce the level of ammonia in your body and muscles. Ammonia is a sneaky little culprit responsible for muscle fatigue. But fear not, L-citrulline steps in and makes sure that ammonia is converted into urea and eliminated through urine. Goodbye fatigue. Good that it helps with muscle fatigue, but we are talking here about delayed onset muscle soreness. Okay, so the second theory is that L-citrulline also helps prevent the buildup of lactic acid in your muscles. You know, that burning sensation you feel during intense workout, that's lactic acid doing its thing. But L-citrulline protects you from negative effects of lactic acid. On a side note, lactic acid is a normal product of intense short bursts of workout, like HIIT, high intensity interval training. Inside your muscles, an aerobic respiration starts, and lactic acid is a byproduct of this. And this lactic acid activates multiple advantageous domino effect for a better muscle and better brain. That's good. But lactic acid is not responsible for delayed onset muscle soreness. Then what is? It is nitric oxide. Yes, L-citrulline also boosts the production of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the key pathway by which L-citrulline helps improve delayed onset muscle soreness. You may be curious about whether using watermelon for post-workout recovery will hinder your exercise gains, just like non-steroidal pain medications. However, let me assure you, that watermelon actually enhances the gain of exercise. So it's best of both the worlds, less pain and more gain. Now, let's circle back to our magical compound nitric oxide. This incredible molecule activates numerous positive pathways in your body, making it a highly sought after target for pharmaceutical companies. One of the key effects is naturally widening of your blood vessels by healing the lining of our blood vessels called endothelium, which is why many people turn it as a natural alternative to Viagra. Yes, you heard that right. Watermelon can spice up your romantic life if you suffer from erectile dysfunction. Not just for sexual function though. When your body don't make enough nitric oxide, so many diseases start knocking on your door, including hypertension, kidney disease, heart diseases, and many more. Now, let me take your attention to an ongoing big epidemic. We are not talking about COVID. More than 1/3 of adults in the USA have diabetes or prediabetes. The main issue here is a problem called insulin resistance. My clinical experience tells me that many more people suffer from insulin resistance, maybe even 70% of adult population in USA, if not more. In simple terms, insulin resistance means that muscles and cells in your body have locked their doors, making it difficult for glucose to enter. Why we are talking about insulin resistance and diabetes here? This is where watermelon comes in, my friend, with its nitric oxide boosting properties. By increasing the production of nitric oxide, watermelon helps facilitate the entry of glucose into the muscles and other cells. This allows the glucose to be utilized as energy instead of being stored away as fat around your waist. The study reveals that nitric oxide helps activate the glucose transporter protein called GLUT4, GLUT4 in your muscle cells, which allows for more efficient uptake of glucose from the blood into your muscle cells, leading to improved glucose utilization, which helps you prevent and even control diabetes. And the last L-citrulline effect we will discuss today, which is even more important than the last one. Nitric oxide promotes the formation of new mitochondria. Mitochondria are tiny little organelle. Each cell have about 1,000 of them, but heart muscles may have 5 times more because heart muscles never stop. Duh! Mitochondria is the difference between a 50-year-old who feels and functions like a 70-year-old and a 70-year-old who feels and functions like a 50 years old. You get the idea. It is heart and lungs of our cells. We will be doing a deep dive on mitochondria in our next video, and will continue many more amazing benefits of watermelon for health. So stay tuned for that exciting discussion and its impact on our body's vitality. Now, you're probably wondering, how much watermelon juice should I be drinking? Well, the sweet spot seems to be around 2 cups of blended watermelon juice, consumed 2 hours before a particularly challenging workout. Now, before you start chugging gallons of watermelon juice, I have to give you a heads up. For some folks who suffer from migraines, watermelon can trigger those pesky headache attacks. In a 2021 study involving about 4,000 migraine patients and 1,200 tension type headaches, watermelon came out as a top offender for migraine triggers. Migraine attacks happened in migraine patients within 90 minutes of watermelon consumption in up to 30% of migraine patients. Surprising. And to be clear, yes, migraine patients have this risk, but people with other types of headaches and those without a headache history should not be concerned. And you may be curious why watermelon can act as a migraine trigger. Because, as we discussed above, watermelon is one of the richest sources of L-citrulline, which enhances the nitric oxide production, which leads to blood vessel dilation. So far, so good, right? But why it triggers migraine? Well, my friends, this is precisely what happens in a migraine patient during a migraine attack. Their blood vessels dilate inside skull, specifically in the meninges. What are meninges? They are 3 layers of protection around our brains and spinal cord, separating and cushioning these delicate structures from surrounding hard bones. So if you are prone to migraines, it's best to skip the watermelon juice and talk to your doctor about it. Oh man, we covered a lot today, didn't we? Watermelon juice, its muscle-loving L-citrulline, the wonders of nitric oxide, and even a little migraine caution thrown in for a good measure. I hope you found this video useful. In the next video, we will do a deep dive of amazing scientific story of new mitochondria formation, stem cell activation through watermelon. Stay blessed. Namaste. Adios. Zaizan. Khuda Hafiz. Alvida.